What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sideline Society. Here we are again for another episode. Quill?
I'm Quill.
How's it going, man?
Going good.
Welcome back. Where are we with our lives?
Yeah, so what's going on? What's new in the life?
Big things in the world. Real quick, actually, like, comment, and subscribe. Fuck that intro up. It happens.
It happens.
I guess we can start with, like, kind of some basic stuff. I don't know where to go with it too much. We got playoff football happening. We can start there a little bit.
We do. Yep.
We start with Zuckerberg if you want. Where do you guys want to go? Where should we go?
Yeah.
Let's do the playoffs.
We'll do playoffs. We'll start with that.
I stand by Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now.
For sure. We talked about it in the last episode. Sam Darnold might not be that guy.
Is Darnold a guy?
I don't know.
Were we drinking the Kool-Aid a little?
He kind of crumbled during the Lions game.
He did a little bit. Does that mean? I mean, we've seen games. Peyton Manning's had bad games.
No, for sure.
But
he was missing wide open receivers in the end zone like multiple times. So
he was seeing ghosts again.
He was indeed seeing ghosts again. But that could just be the Lions. The Lions might just be the boogeyman.
The Lions, man, are just one of those teams. They're getting healthy too now.
They are.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson ain't coming back. He snapped his leg. But
no, and Montgomery's not coming back. I don't think.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that just aren't coming back. But as far as like their depth, like they're starting to get some of their depth back.
They are.
They're getting some of their their sub-in guys back. Like they're not looking so just torn apart with injuries at this point. It's good. They're getting nicer.
They are for sure. And they got the bye obviously, so they have an extra week.
Dude, I just seen a post this morning. Dan Campbell's got a day off.
I know he's hanging out with his family.
He's doing the fam life, bro.
Not even worried about it whatsoever.
He's earned it. That man has earned it. So
sure. Coach of the year for sure.
Is he? He might be.
I think so. Think about all the players they have hurt. I'm pretty sure
he's got to be right.
I saw a stat. They have like something crazy, like 22 players coming to the playoffs on like injury reserve or something like that. It's wild.
Yeah, it's actually that. I don't know what the numbers would be. I wonder if like, what is the most injured team to ever get into the playoffs? Like, there's got to be some number or stat. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure they have stats and everything.
Yeah, so. ESPN. There's a guy that knows.
100%.
Speaking of which, what do you think of like the Bucks and Washington coming up? Do you think?
I think the Bucks will take it.
Think the Bucks?
I got faith in Baker Mayfield.
You don't like Jaden Daniels?
I do, but I always
Baker's got experience.
Yeah, he does, and I just love Baker Mayfield. So I got
the Bucks. I'm telling you, they're like a chippy little team. They're kind of like they're deceptively good on offense. Mm-hmm. They got kind of a top offense a little bit.
Yeah,
and like they're really experienced on defense.
Yeah, once again, if you let Baker start to cook, that's when he gets.
Dude, Baker starts feeling himself.
He starts getting dangerous.
Like that's really, I mean. Had a nice run last week. Did you see his run?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
guy can move a little bit.
He can. He's
just enough.
He's like secretly kind of athletic in a way.
Just enough.
Like
you don't like. He ain't Lamar. He ain't Josh Allen. You're not really like accounting on him running, but like every other game, he has a run where you're like, okay, damn, we need to like at least pay attention.
Yeah, like maybe we should.
We should at least respect it a little bit.
Yeah, he has at least enough respectable athleticism.
Just enough that you kind of have to at least keep it in the back of your mind.
Yeah, could happen for sure.
Could happen. It's sure. What do you think of Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals situation right now?
Just like in general.
Just in general, he led the league in passing yardage, passing TDs. He had 4,500 yards, 4,600 yards, and 43 touchdowns this year. 42 touchdowns.
I think only like
8 interceptions.
That's like 8 interceptions.
Like it's one of those. It's almost like an Aaron Rodgers-esque kind of season in Green Bay, where like mediocre team, Aaron Rodgers dropping 40 touchdowns and 7-8 interceptions. Like, what is going on here?
Well, the main thing with them is, and it's stats, is like the first half of the season they would dog water. It's really this.
He's turned it on.
It's really the second half of the season that they went crazy.
Is it? Let's take a look at their stats a little bit. I just kind of want to see, just to know a little bit here.
Because they lost, like, I think the first, 3 or 4 games straight, honestly.
I mean, they very well.
That's why they didn't make the playoffs, because they suck in September.
All right, let's do Cincinnati as, like, a team, and then we'll do Burrow. Bengals record.
Yeah, they're like, 9 something.
Yeah, so they are, standings, there we go, let's go with that. The Bengals are 9-8 right now.
And like I said, they lost.
Now their points forced, the only one in their division point. They're not bad. They are on a 5-game win streak.
That's what I'm saying. They turned on at the end of the season.
They're shitty at home though. They're 3-5 at home.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
So,
you need to bump them numbers up for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, they're really. I mean, that means they're 6-3 on the road right now. They're more of a road team in a way. But let's take a look at Burrow's numbers just a little bit. I just kind of wanted to know so we know where we're really talking about here.
Yeah, like I said.
Joe Burrow.
For whatever reason, they're historically bad.
Here's his game stats. So this is the start of the season. So he starts off 164 yards, 86 rating, not doing much. Watch out, Rock. You're getting tangled up. Good job, buddy.
Let's go, good
Go
boy.
lay down, good boy. That's it. Good boy. And then, so then they go against KC. Doesn't do bad. 2 touchdowns. Washington, 3 touchdowns, no INTs. He starts the season not bad, actually. 5, I mean...
That's insane, 5 against Baltimore, but I think they lost that game.
They may have. Can I click it? I don't know if I can click individually. I don't want to click Baltimore. I think it will just go to their stats. But that's even if they lost, it's not because of him.
He's historically... Like, look at him against Baltimore again.
Yeah, man, he's got Baltimore. He knows how to cook their secondary.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck. Yeah. I mean, basically
got,
2 400-yard performances, 392 in the first. That's, I mean, basically 400 yards, 5 touchdowns.
My man's got 800 yards and, what?
9 touchdowns to 1 INT.
On Baltimore.
On Baltimore alone. Boy.
Pretty wild.
Baltimore might not want to see his ass. Shit. I didn't realize he had Baltimore cooked like that.
Yeah.
Denver, he roasted just a few weeks ago, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bro. Burrow. Damn, bro. How is their defense just must be atrocious.
Their defense is terrible.
Like, and that's kind of crazy. I feel like Cincinnati's, like, kind of historically in the last 20 years, they have, not acting like they're a top-tier defense, but I always feel like they have a well-put-together defense.
Yeah, 2 things. The defense is terrible, giving up big points. The offensive line has never been good. It's like one thing Cincinnati has never, like since it got Bo anyways, they have never strived to like really improve the offensive line. Like they never draft offensive line. They don't like pick up offensive line.
I don't even think they were doing that back when they had Palmer.
Probably not. They just don't focus on it.
They don't, yeah. Some franchises just don't care.
Yeah. And I guess also the run game, like they got rid of Joe Mixon. Honestly, if they had a decent running back, like if they kept Joe Mixon.
Who do they got right now?
Something Brown. Like
let's just I know I don't want to be on the phone the whole time, but I do want us to kind of know some things. But go ahead with your point.
So if they would have kept like Joe Mixon or picked up another decent running back, that probably would have helped out the situation too quite a bit.
Yeah, they're really just set for passing. It looks like. I mean, they got T. Higgins, obviously Jamar Chase. Yeah.
God.
Their tight end's not bad either. I can't remember who he is right now, but let's just see. What is it with like? Man, information is so construed sometimes. I can't just get a basic fucking roster layout. It's got to be like spread out where it's just like safety, running back, wide receiver. Like, can I just get a line up?
Okay, let me just get the line.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, they got a bunch of fucking nobodies at running back. I don't even know who these guys are. Oh my god. Gary Brightwell, Chase Brown, Khalil Herbert, and Kendall Milton.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know any of them?
Khalil Herbert played for the Bears. I know that much. Like last year, the year before that, and he wasn't. I mean, he had a couple good games, but he wasn't nothing.
Trayvon Williams.
To like him about.
I don't even know who that is. I don't know none of their running backs. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're really all about receiving. Oh yeah, they got Gesicki. Yeah, their tight end is Gesicki's always been kind of nice.
Yeah, he's been decent for sure.
He's never been like a horrible tight end.
No, he's a middle of the ground,
serviceable,
decent enough tight end. Yeah,
serviceable guy. He can block a little. He can catch
a little bit. For
sure. He's 6'6". He's a nice red zone target.
Yeah, for sure. He's decent. Without doubt.
So you got to, but no. Back to the point. What is the situation? Do you? I heard they like fired a couple guys there already, but I don't know. I'm wondering.
A lot of head coaches firing.
Yeah, things are happening.
Raiders fired the head coach. Obviously,
they're saying Brady's basically calling the shots there now.
Oh, 100%. Obviously, the Patriots fired Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
We fired, what's his name? Offensive coordinator. What is his name?
Who cares?
I know his name too. I just can't remember. I'm blinking
I'll tell you though, now that you're bringing up the Browns, Deshaun.
Yeah, he ruptured his Achilles again or something.
Guy, what is he? He's not even doing anything.
I don't know.
This guy just...
Ken Dorsey, that's his name. There it is.
Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, offensive coordinator. We fired him.
Yeah, he was probably not a good hire.
Probably not.
Ken Dorsey. But
but no, Deshaun ruptured his Achilles again. saying he's going to be out probably for a big portion of 2025 season, maybe the whole thing. Which actually, you know what? It actually kind of works out for us because if he can't play in 2025, we have an insurance policy on him, which means we'll get back the money we guaranteed him.
Yeah, you guys got the restructured deal helps you guys a lot with him. Yeah. It does.
So that would be kind of sick if we get back our money.
I'd have washed myself with him.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can next year, especially not playing a whole year now.
For sure.
Like next offseason, I think you guys maybe will finally.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in the draft? What is your pick at?
Number 2, baby.
Number 2. What do you think? You taking Shadur?
I really hope we don't.
Travis Hunter?
Yeah, I guess Travis Hunter, to be honest with you. I mean...
Is that you say that, like, begrudgingly?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stellar player. I just don't really know what he's actually going to play in the NFL. And then also, like, is he like...
Dion says he's playing both.
That's what they say. I mean,
maybe situationally. Like, maybe you start him at receiver, and then he's like your slot nickel corner.
Yeah.
You bring him in, a third of the downs.
Like, I hear a lot of people, like, they're saying he's like an organization, like, changer if you draft him. But then I'm like, is he really? Like,
is he really?
Yeah. He's a decent receiver, and he's a pretty solid cornerback.
What he's got going for him is he's like kind of like a top 10 of both.
Yeah,
like he's a top 10 receiver in the nation. Yeah. He's kind of like a top 10 DB too.
Yeah, which is cool to have because I mean you get kind of both if he does play both sides of the field. But he's not like you're drafting like Jefferson as a running or as a receiver. He's not like going to be like the number one receiver in the league.
I feel like people are talking about him like he's a can't miss. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's a can't miss? Do you think if you draft him, he's inevitably going to have success at the NFL level? Or do you think in 5 years we're looking back like he never really put it together? Yeah, maybe he had a big game or two, a highlight, a big play, but did he ever really get it together all the way?
Since he can play...
He's got that bitch with him, too. That bitch is dragging him down.
100%. Gotta leave her.
Boy, some toxic females out here.
For sure. But no, he has double the chance to succeed because he can play 2 different positions.
That's a good point.
I would say he will probably be good for sure.
I think he'll be mediocrely good.
Yeah, I don't know if he's and not saying he isn't a perfectly good like first round pick. I don't think he is like I said he's not going to come in and like all of a sudden make an organization awesome. Like a lot of people online are saying like he will change an organization and make it fucking good. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's that guy.
I think having one particular player or another in one way or another can be. If you draft a Marvin Harrison Jr., I know a lot of people are maybe talking about his season not being the best, but like realistically, he's got Kyler Murray, and he's not a great quarterback.
Yeah, if you actually
season was nice.
If you look at his stats, actually, like
they're not bad.
His rookie season stats like almost match up perfectly with his stats.
Yeah, I mean, I think for a rookie, for having Kyler Murray as your quarterback, his stats are not bad at all.
No, I mean, he had like 884.
No, and he's going to get better. He's going to get better.
Yards.
Yeah.
So,
but regardless, I mean, you're not drafting somebody like that that's almost like a can't miss prospect receiver that in 5 years is probably going to be a top 5 wide receiver. Whereas like Travis Hunter, I don't know if he'll be that. I don't know if he'll be a top 10 receiver in 5 years. I don't know. I don't feel like I've seen anything that's like just this, and I'm not going to act like I've watched all of his shit, but like, and then on defense, it's not like you're drafting, an Ed Reed, a Paloma, somebody that like literally just having him on the field is the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
Like he's not that kind of player.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not like a number one receiver, and he's not like a number one corner either. So he's kind of
maybe he
like,
develops.
Maybe, but he's kind of like I said, he's good. He's a very good player, and he's definitely a pretty like top mid tier to kind of low mid tier like receiver and corner for sure. But I don't think he has. He's not like he's not like an Ed Reed at a corner, and he's not like a Jamar Chase at receiver. So he's not.
You're not getting that guy like that. I don't think. Now, in 3 years, 5 years, we may look back and be like, man, he is that guy.
Yeah, could be.
But I feel like, what are your predictions? Let's give some predictions. Like, what do you think his real what realistically is going to be?
Position wise?
Yeah, like just kind of prediction. I
don't know if they're actually going to like. You think a team is actually?
Excuse me.
Bless you. You think a team is actually going to have him play both sides?
Yes, I think on some level, like I said, I think so. Here's what I think. I think he's going to be a nice number 2. He's going to be a nice number 2, sometimes number 1. You know where he's going to fall in? The Juju Smith-Schuster category. Juju, when he had Antonio Brown, he's a real nice number 2.
He is, yeah.
He's borderline, like, people really try to put him as a number 1. He's been tried as a number 1 a couple of times, and he doesn't quite get it done because he ain't quite that guy. But he's a really nice number 2 when you have another guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be him on offense. That's going to be Travis Hunter on offense. Defense, he's a nickel corner. That's what he's going to be.
Yeah. You're
a nickel corner. You're going to go in on a third of the defensive packages. You'll make some plays. We'll blitz you in sometimes. We'll get you, and if you're a guy, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I think defensively he's going to be probably somewhere in the who's a comparable. I'm trying to think of somebody. I don't know. I don't think he's just going to be maybe a nice nickel corner.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would compare him to.
Like I said, I'm not going to be mad if we pick him, obviously, because I don't know if I want Sanders or if I want Cam Ward, to be honest with you.
No, I don't want Ward.
No, so
I'm done with Cam Ward.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I really want either of those guys at quarterback. Granted, I don't know what we're going to do at quarterback next year. But maybe we pick up Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is a situation right now. They're done with him in Atlanta, aren't they?
I think so, 100%. Because I feel if they cut him, I think before spring training starts, they don't have to pay him a bunch of money or something like that. So
there always is some clause.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins being on the market, man, is just somebody's gonna want him
for sure. I wouldn't be mad if Cleveland picks him up, especially if we can kind of get him on the.
But we know what he is.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
He's your bridge. He is not your guy.
For sure. He's our bridge till we can get Archie.
So you get your guy. No, you're not getting Archie.
He's the bridge guy.
What do you think of all this talk real quick? I don't mean to go on a tangent of Texas they lost last night.
Yeah. Wow. Notre Dame and Texas. Yeah, no, it's Texas, right?
Yeah, Texas lost. And I'm just kind of wondering a lot of people are Arch should have played, should have started.
Yeah. Wait, who Texas play? Who's it in the?
Ohio State.
Oh, that's Ohio State. Yeah,
they lost pretty handedly too.
Yeah.
But no, back to the point though. Kirk Cousins in Cleveland, it could make sense. He could bring some stability there. You guys really have not had him forever.
No.
He would be the best, most stable choice at quarterback Cleveland's probably had in 40 years.
For sure.
He really would be.
He would be, 100%. And like I said, obviously Kirk Cousins isn't really that guy. He's definitely probably not going to take us to Super Bowl.
No, but as far as efficient stability,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like said, you're not getting Jameis 5 touchdowns or 5 INTs. You're not getting Deshaun. You're not getting
and he did
some hope in the wind.
He did have a lot of interceptions this year. Obviously, that's why Atlanta benched him. But still, he's Kirk Cousins. He
he can play.
Play exactly.
You're not. Did Atlanta knew? Atlanta knew. That's why they got Michael Penix Jr. in the draft as well last year. There's a reason they did all that.
For sure.
They knew Kirk Cousins. They wanted him there for a year or two to teach.
Yeah, basically.
That was it.
Yeah. So if they do end up releasing him, I wouldn't be mad about picking him up. And honestly, I wouldn't even be mad about keeping him around for 2 or 3 years. Because once again, we could draft a rookie quarterback.
You do the same thing
next year or whatever, and sit him behind him. Because Kirk Cousins, he's definitely a veteran. He's got a lot of experience.
How old is he? 33, 34?
Yeah, he's getting a little bit older. So you obviously wouldn't be a long term.
Yeah, he's probably looking to only play a couple more years. I don't think he's looking to retire though or anything.
No, I don't think so. No, I'm sure he wants to play at least 2 or 3 more years.
I would think,
but he'd be a solid, like I said. And honestly, Kirk Cousins in the backfield, the way Jerry Jeudy played this year, he balled out and kind of finally emerged a little bit. If we did pick up Travis Hunter in the draft, he could be our number 2.
Nice.
I'm Jerry Jeudy. I'm really hoping, because we have actually a lot of draft picks this year. So we have obviously the number 2 draft pick, and we have the number 33 draft pick. So we have the first draft pick of the second round, I believe.
That's damn near a first round pick.
That's what I'm saying.
It's always a solid pick.
I would be happy if we could pick up, like I said, obviously if Travis Hunter is there in the second round, And I don't think Tennessee's going to pick up. Tennessee's probably going to go.
You think Travis Hunter's going to slide like that?
You think Tennessee's going to pick him up? I think Tennessee's going quarterback.
Travis Hunter's going to be a top 5 pick, top 10 pick.
No, I'm talking for a second pick picking up.
Oh, okay.
For sure, he's not going to be that 33. No, he's going to be gone top 5 without doubt.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Tennessee probably won't pick him up because they have the number 1 overall pick.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to go quarterback. They'll probably go Cam Ward or Sanders.
I think Mike B. Shador.
Yeah. And then we pick up Travis Hunter, which once again, like I said, I'm not like ecstatically excited about that pick, but it is the best pick probably available if you don't want to go quarterback. So for sure, pick him up if he's there. And then ideally, in the second round at 33, if we could pick up either offensive line, a stellar one, or a running back, that'd be nice.
Who's coming out at running back? You think you get Gentry in the second round?
I think we might be able to, honestly. I don't
know.
know.
Dude, he really could go second round.
He could. I mean, realistically.
That would be a solid first pick in the second round.
It would be.
Because, like...
I can see him falling that far.
You don't have to give him first round money.
Exactly. And like I said, I mean, I think he's going to be pretty solid in the NFL. He's at least worth the risk of a second round.
I think he's going to be a faster Kamara.
Yeah. And he's definitely if he falls to the second round, he's certainly worth a second round pick as a risk.
Absolutely.
Even if he's a bust, I mean, it sucks obviously, but if he's not a bust...
The first round running back thing, I think, nowadays is almost... It kind of doesn't exist almost anymore. I don't know. Not really. Much. I mean, here and there maybe. But as far as, like, you know, a second rounder, like, you already got Travis Hunter, you get Gentry. Let's say they do sign Kirk.
That'd
you kind of got... You need an offensive line.
That's what I'm saying. Luckily, like I said, we have a lot of...
But the names sound good. You get those names out there, like that's a nice looking depth chart on offense, you know.
And I mean, imagine that we got the dude who won the Heisman and the runner-up Heisman.
Bro,
that'd be pretty cool.
Are we like sitting here GMing Cleveland right now?
I mean, insane. I wonder how that locker room would be though if you had the guy who won the Heisman and the guy who was the runner-up in the same team
on the same offense.
Yeah, like they played together every single day.
I mean. Might be good, though.
Could be. A little competition. I don't know.
They might get the friendly, you know.
I mean, I don't know if there's really bad blood between them.
I don't think there's been pressed any type of...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would doubt it.
But no, I mean...
And once again, I have a feeling
I haven't put this much thought into Cleveland's situation, but, like, they kind of got, like, a nicer looking situation if they could get a few things to fall into place.
For sure. Like I said, even if we don't pick a running back, I wouldn't be mad if we picked up a pretty solid line.
No, you need That's what I want Miami to do. I want us to trade Tyreek Hill. The Tyreek Hill situation is just out of control.
It is.
We need to get rid of him while the getting's still good.
He'll probably be going. I don't know where he'll go.
What do you think Tyreek can pull right now? I think a first round pick's gone for him.
100% gone.
I think we could get a second and a third, maybe 2 2s.
Yeah.
2 2s, like this year 2, next year 2, incentive wise. Like, if he meets certain incentives this coming season, we can get a 2 next year also.
You might be able to get a 2 for him. He might fall to only a 3. Just because, I mean, think about it from another team's perspective. His attitude's kind of shitty.
Bro, it is. That's why I think the first is out of the way.
He's technically had run-in with the law, you know, so that doesn't look
multiple times.
That doesn't look great.
It's a lot of drama, bro.
A lot of drama. Like
cancer in the locker room.
Yeah. When you bring him in, he's going to have a lot of drama. He's getting older. His season didn't look very good.
Didn't even have 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. So
didn't even catch that rack.
No. And even did you see Mike Evans got it? Did you see the end of that game?
Yeah.
Barely, bro.
Bro, it's so cheese, bro.
Like 20 seconds left on the clock.
Bro, it's cheese. It doesn't. That's such. Like, he now has 4 seasons, and I thought more about this argument, bro. I want to show you a couple of things. No, now that we're back on this, thank you for bringing Mike Evans.
Talk so much
Mike,
about this, dude.
let's talk a little here, brother. I've got more to present for this argument now.
I feel like every other episode we just talk
shit about Mike Evans. Let me show you some Mike Evans things, bud. Let me show you some things here. You need to see all of this. And I understand Mike Evans has been hurt. Oh, well, he would have got it if he played the full, blah, 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 injuries. Hey, you know what? Availability is the best ability. That's a part of it, too. You get number 1 elite receiver money out here, dog. All right, here's Mike Evans' stats. Come here, take a look at this with me. Mm-hmm. 2017, 1,001 yards.
2018 was pretty good, though. That's all you.
No, fuck all that. 2020, 1,006 yards. 2021, 1,035 yards. 2024, 1,001 yards. Okay, even his first season, 1,051 yards. Now, hang on. Now, this is where it really gets interesting. Look at his longs. Those are his longs. So all I want to do is take one catch away from Mike Evans each season. We're just going to take his longest catch of the season away.
Yep.
Just one long. That's it. He gets everything else, just his longest catch gone.
Yep.
First season, 2014, you take his long away. It's 56-yarder. He's under 1,000. 2017, you take any catch away. We won't even know. It's 1 yard. It's gone. Okay. 2020, 1,006 yards as long as a 50. Take it away.
Yeah,
it's gone.
1,000 for sure.
2021, take his long away, which was a 46. He only had one. He's gone. Same thing, gone. Now, hang on. This is where I really bring it all together. Boy, because everybody's trying to compare him to Jerry. Hang the fuck on, bro. Let's do the same experiment.
Yep.
Dude, it's not even... Bro, this dude is a fraud. He's a fucking fraud. I don't care what nobody tells me. Where is stats? Okay, boom. Alrighty, baby. This is the 11-year run that he's compared to. 86 to like 96 or something like that. That's the run. Is that the run? Yeah, that's the run. Yeah, that's the run of the seasons. All of his seasons, he has one season that's even close to 1,000, 78. Everything else, miles above.
Yeah.
In a league that's not designed to be passing. And granted, Hall of Fame quarterback, sure, I'll give it to you. Let's try the same experiment. His longs. You could take his long, even on his shortest season, his long, a 57, take it away, he's still over 1,000.
Yeah.
Bro, Mike Evans is good, bro. He's good. I'm not going to act like he's trash. I'm not trying to take anything. I'm just saying they forced that ball to him at the end of the game. Other seasons, like, yes, the numbers will live on. The records are what matter. I get it. Nobody's going to remember that they forced. But maybe they should. Maybe the context. Maybe we should always remember a little context with these numbers.
Yeah.
He got that 1,000 yards when most other teams would have kneeled it. It was the end of the game. It was over. Should have just kneeled it and ran out the clock. What if New Orleans had intercepted that and ran it back? What if the fumble? Like the risk.
That was so funny.
The risk per reward. I understand. It's a $3 million catch. You know. The bonus
for sure. It was cool.
I get it. I'm not trying to take it away. Cool. I'm just saying, like, what they tried to push, historic run, the consistency, blah blah blah. Let's get a little fucking real here, bro.
Yeah. We'll be real salty if he breaks Jerry Rice's record next year.
On fraud. On fraud, bro. No. Let's say he gets it again, like 1,010 yards. Like he just gets it with one same kind of scenario. Like, because those other seasons as well. Like just 2 years ago, I remember, bro. I remember it. People forget so fast. I remember near the end of the season, the last game or two, they started feeding him the ball.
Yeah, get him to the mark, whatever.
To get him to that mark. Because they wanted it. It's like Jerry, there was no like, oh, we got to get him 1,000 yards. And honestly, let's get fucking real here. In the modern NFL, is 1,000 yards at receiving, it's not like 20 years ago where it's 1,000 yards. Like, oh, he got 1,000 yards.
No.
Like, honestly, it speaks even harder on Tyreek Hill to not get 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, 1,000 in this league nowadays, bro, especially with an extra game and shit. I'm like, bro, sure. like I dare say, let's go a step further with Mike Evans. He is underperformed and underdelivered for his contract. He is paid and treated and talked about as this elite. And to just barely be getting 1,000 yards a season, yeah, that's great. You can do it every year. But to just barely get it in this league, and in a modern, you've had Tom Brady at quarterback. Yeah. Let's not act like your whole career has been scrubbed. Like you've had some guys. Baker's a nice quarterback.
No, Baker's a nice quarterback.
Baker's been there all year. He's been available.
I mean, he had Tom Brady.
Couple years.
Even when he had Jameis Winston.
Jameis was putting up 50 fucking touchdowns.
That's it.
It's not like he couldn't throw.
No. Even look at Jameis Winston with Jerry Jeudy. He got Jerry Jeudy over 1,000 yards.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, to sit here, this narrative that, like, he's never had anybody that can throw him the ball and he does it. It's like, bro, let's get a little real here about Mike Evans. He's good. He ain't that dude like people try to pretend he is. What I will give him is, if there's like one thing he has, and Madden even kind of has his rating for it, it's that spectacular catch rating.
Yeah.
Like he is really good You just lob that thing up 30 yards, and he just jumps up and makes that crazy great. He makes that highlight.
Sure.
He's really good at making the highlight catch.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good at that. He's a nice highlight receiver.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a nice highlight receiver.
Let's go back to what you said. I've thought about that too, to be honest with you. Like, think about it. If you're a number one receiver for your team, I feel like you should easily get 1,000 yards.
Well, thank you. And then people bring up his injury.
Yeah.
It's like, well, bro, availability is an ability,
Yeah.
bro. Be there. Why the fuck can't you be healthy?
Yeah.
Every year you miss 4 or 5 games? God damn, dog.
That's true. But think about it, with like a 17-game season, but that just means you have to average like 70 or 80 yards a game.
That's not. It's medium in today's NFL.
As a number one receiver, I get if you're like the number 2 receiver and you make 1,000 yards, that's good.
Dude, you got 2 receivers, 3 receivers over 1,000. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning and the Colts in the mid 2000s, he had 3 receivers over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. Dang.
Fucking Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and Stokely.
Mm-hmm.
And his 48 touchdowns, he had 3 receivers over 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That was 20 years ago in a league that was still not quite. I mean, they were getting
there, but yeah,
not there yet. Not, like now, it's like, bro, 1,000, motherfucker. For what Tampa pays you, you better get 1,000.
I feel like, like I said,
you don't get 1,000, you're about to give back the money.
Nah, I feel like if you're number one receiver for your team, bro, you should be averaging close to like 100 yards a game. Like, how are you not?
Realistically, I understand you're gonna have some games.
Yeah,
I understand injuries happen. I get like some seasons maybe you like, man, he missed 5 games. There was a game where he was double covered the whole game. Like, you know, like you have seasons maybe things didn't go. Like, but like realistically, like we can look at Mike Evans' career. You just saw it, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, that's great. You can say that, but like, let's get nah, bro.
Yeah.
You have underperformed for what you've been talked about and paid.
His only really stellar year was, I think, his second year.
He had like 1,300 yards or something.
Yeah, he had 1,500 yards.
1,500
Which
yards.
is solid. That's a good
That's
year.
a great year.
Yeah, that is.
Like, let's sit here and be like, okay, he had 11 straight seasons over 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, damn, bro, like 11 straight years over 1,200.
Yeah. Then
like, damn, that motherfucker's really, he can play.
Yeah, he's balling.
Like that's consistent. Like 1,000, like you're just barely getting that. Like, and you just
by like 3 yards, 4 yards.
Like, and it's because like every year they start force feeding you the ball at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Usually because they don't really have anybody else and they don't have a lot to play for.
Normally, yeah.
So they're kind of just forcing it.
Let's get these stats.
Like, let's get him this because he's our guy.
Yeah, 100%.
But in reality, it's like if they didn't do that, it's not there.
No, I mean, obviously he wouldn't have got it this year. If they didn't.
Wouldn't have got it. You wouldn't have got it this year.
That's just
and I remember like 2 years ago, I'm telling you, it was the same scenario. Like the last 2 games of the season, they started like, he needs like 150 yards. Like he needs like, they was already like, they force it to him. They make a big deal of him getting it every year because like, honestly, it's what Tampa's got, I guess, right now, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
they're in the playoffs right now. They're trying to make a run. They won a Super Bowl with Brady. I guess it's not what they got, but it's what they feel like they got.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans is a Tampa Bay guy.
For sure.
The Bucks love him.
Yeah, I mean, he's
their guy.
He's a franchise type guy. I mean, he's been there his whole career. He'll probably be there.
I don't think he'll go anywhere. I don't think Mike Evans is probably going to be a Buck for life. Mm-hmm. You know,
it's cool for sure.
It's nice. Honestly, it's cool when you see that happen with certain players. So it don't happen very often anymore.
No, most time people get tired of the same team. They want a different change of pace. They want more money,
or they leave at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rodgers leaving Green Bay.
Yep.
You know, it's always Brady leaving the Patriots.
Yep.
So there's always that weird couple of years where they leave.
Exactly. What do you think Rodgers is going to do? Think he's going to get canned?
I think he's coming back. I don't know if it'll be with the Jets, but I think there's a market for him.
For sure, someone will pick him up.
What about Rodgers in Cleveland?
Could happen. I mean, I would.
You think Rodgers would want to go to Cleveland?
Probably not.
He's probably going to pick where he goes within reason. I mean, obviously, he's not going to have like the pick like Brady did, but you know where he can go anywhere. But
I don't know where he would go. I mean, I guess he would probably go somewhere that has a young quarterback, like maybe once again like a rookie quarterback. He could do like a Jordan Love situation again. Yeah,
is Rodgers down for that?
Well, I don't know, but I'm assuming Rodgers knows he's probably not going to play that many more years.
He's got to accept where he's at.
Yeah.
For all the ayahuasca and shit he's done, you know, he has to understand.
But sure. But I don't know where to go. I mean, he could go somewhere. He could go to like Tennessee, for example, if they pick up quarterback in the draft.
I was actually just thinking, like, what if they got Shadur, sat him, and put Rodgers in, let Shedeur kind of learn the pro way from Rodgers, and in a season or whatever, fucking put him out there.
Yeah, that's saying it could be something like that. Like someone out picks up Shedeur, or whoever picks up Cam Ward could snag him.
I fucking hate Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's wild. A business decision.
I really, really don't like him for that shit, man. I don't care. I get it. Whatever. People can say whatever they want. All I know is, like, it's not a good look. Play the game or don't.
100%.
Don't go out there and get your personal, what you wanted personally, and then fuck the team. Like, if you're going out there, fucking play, bro.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, sure.
Like, and I understand where people were talking about, like, trying to put him in on the last drive was kind of crazy because he'd already been sitting for a half now at that point. Like,
yeah.
I get that. Just don't play the fucking game there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I understand it was like a meaningless game for you, but it wasn't until you got your numbers.
Pretty much, yeah.
It meant something until you got what you wanted.
Exactly.
And then fuck everybody else.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
But nah, that's like, yeah, it's pretty.
And honestly, risk what? I mean, what, you got probably $10 million to play quarterback this year? I mean, goddamn, you're already paid for life, dog.
Yeah.
You've already made more than what we'll probably make in a lifetime.
100%.
And he ain't signed an NFL contract yet just because of NIL now.
Yep.
So it's like, get fucked, bro. Like, you're fine. Get your fucking stupid ass on the field and play, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel that way. Like,
no, 100%.
I'd have drug him by his fucking dreads right back onto that fucking field. His little fucking, like, I'm not trying to be, but nah, motherfucker, you're gonna fucking play, bro. You got paid like that, bro? Like, that shit pisses me off.
For sure. That's why I don't want him in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
Like, you're gonna fucking play. Like, yeah, the Deshaun situation, bro. I don't know if I could be an owner in the NFL. Let me pay somebody $100 million and they don't fucking play. But
that's why I wouldn't.
Shit, I might go to jail.
That's why I wouldn't be doing the guaranteed money, which I know a lot of like quarterbacks and a lot of like big plays, they want the guaranteed money or they're not going to come to you. But
Deshaun fucked it up for everybody.
For sure, 100%. People aren't going to be giving out guaranteed money like that ever again.
What do you think of Carson Beck? They said he's already committing to Miami.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So they're saying he's gonna make like $9 million next year to be their quarterback.
For sure. Yeah, I saw something funny, like a little meme or whatever, talking about like his agent telling him that like he's gonna fall to like the 3rd or 4th round of the draft, so hit that transfer portal.
Yep, that's the new way. He'll make more playing college football next year than he would in the NFL.
100%, yeah, for sure.
You know,
for sure.
Kind of crazy. Honestly, I sit there and look at it, like a lot of these athletes, I'm wondering if we're going to see some of them not even ever go to the NFL. Like, a Tebow now, why would he ever go to the NFL?
Yeah.
Why, like, if a Tebow came, like someone that's already, like, questionable for NFL level skill, but just elite in college, like a Tebow was, like, I wouldn't ever even go. I would just do the college thing and then just transition into whatever businesses and ventures go from there in life.
Well, honestly, if you ball out, say you're a quarterback or whatever, receiver, doesn't matter. You make a bag in college. You ball out. You have great stats. You look great or whatever. Bro, do your college career, get your bag, make your money that you can live off for the rest of your life, basically, and then either you could go be like a coach, like, you know, kind of like transition to being like a quarterback's coach for college or something like that.
You basically think about it, when they're done with college, they're 22, 23 years old. And and I understand not all these players are getting this, so it's a lot different. But some of these elite level players, but like again, like I say, a Tebow situation or something, where it's like when Tebow came into the draft, there was already a lot of questions about his release, his ability at the NFL level type. There's certain players like we all know they're great college players, but they're not going to be NFL players.
Yeah,
we see them every year.
Yeah.
Gentry is kind of one that people are looking at, where he's like he's a great college running back.
Yeah, but
will he translate to the NFL?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, in a situation like him, how much money did that dude just make?
Oh,
probably made a fucking life-changing money.
I would
already.
Imagine. Yeah, for sure.
What if fuck being an NFL running back, dude? What, are you going to blow your knees out like Nick Chubb? Fucking get concussions like Tua?
Yeah.
You're fucking being banged out, and then you're going to get dogged out for fucking, because you fumbled the ball one time in a playoff game or something, and this or that, and it's like, bro, you made fucking millions. You're young. You still got your health.
Exactly.
He probably wakes up still feeling good every day.
Yeah.
His knees aren't shot yet. Like,
you've already set yourself up, like I said, in the industry. Like, dude could go be like, even if he couldn't get a coaching job because he's young, dude could go be like a trainer or something like that.
Dude, train college RDs and shit.
Yeah, something.
You go right back to Boise State, be a coach. I guarantee they take him.
Exactly. Like, even if you can't be like the RB coach because like, oh, you're too young, go just be like a a weight room trainer or something like that for him.
Yeah.
Or some sort of
Or just do anything
transition
in
into
general.
it.
Fuck football.
Well, yeah, like,
just take the
you
money, go take a business venture.
Yeah. Well, you've obviously been in college, so I'm assuming you're getting a college degree of some kind.
Yeah, fucking A. If you got a few $1 million in fucking capital to work with, and you're not worried about paying bills, like your mom's taken care of and shit. Like fucking A, bro. Like, why do you need to go pro football? Like, and bang. Like, honestly, I see a lot of these NFL players. Like, dude, they're fucking shot after they get done, bro. A lot of them.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, dude. Now it's not as bad, but still with like running backs and shit, dude. Their knees and shit. Dude, they're done. Like, they're 50 years old and can't even fucking hardly walk, some of them.
For sure.
Yeah,
especially if you have a long career, like you play for like 10, 12 years.
Dude, Adrian Peterson?
Yeah. He's broke now.
He's broke, and, like, you can't tell me that dude's body ain't hurting.
Oh,
that dude played forever.
He did, for sure.
He'd, like, pop up on Washington, like, 4 years after you thought he retired.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Where did he come from?
Adrian Peterson? Like, the one for Chicago?
Yep.
No, it's the same old all day. But, dude, like, I just sit there and think, I'm just, some of these guys, I guess the money probably gets addicting, though.
For sure. I mean,
the lifestyle.
Obviously, if you got, $10 million in the bank, if you, like, see an NFL contract, you're like, yo, I could go play for the NFL and make, another $15 million a year.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of them, they sit there and say it's like the competitors' edge in them and shit. Like, that's the reason they are where they are, is because they're too much of a competitor to not play.
And for sure, obviously, they love the game.
But obviously not. Cam Ward proved that. It's becoming more and more business. It ain't about the competitive nature. It ain't about trying to prove anything. Like,
no, not for a lot of them, especially.
It's about making money.
For sure, a lot of it. I mean, obviously, you still got guys who love the game and stuff like that, but some of them definitely just about the money.
Oh, it absolutely. It just seems, I don't know. That whole situation with Cam Ward just bothers me.
Yeah, no, it was a wild thing to do, for sure.
I just, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't want him in Miami now. They were,
No, I don't want him in Cleveland either, so.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
But, Carson Beck at the Canes, he'll probably be okay.
Yeah, he's a decent enough quarterback, for sure. Be
okay. I don't expect him to, have a great year. Anything extraordinary.
Anything crazy, but.
No.
But
honestly, Georgia's backup was pretty impressive in that game.
Yeah. For sure.
But, no, yeah, I guess moving on a little bit, we'll change gears some.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan thing?
Yeah, like I said, old boy definitely, he gives off like kind of like little, like warmy type vibes. Like I said, he's just going with the flow. Like when the Biden administration was in, he was all like, got to fact check everything, all this stuff. As soon as it changes up, now we got a Republican in office. Boom, he's like, oh nope, not fact checking nothing. Freedom of speech.
Yeah, we're not censoring. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, obviously it's cool that they're not fact-checking anymore. That's dope that they're giving more freedom of speech. But, like, on the podcast, old boy tried to make it sound like this is what he wanted from the beginning, this is how it's always supposed to be. Nah, fam, you're just wish-washy. You see
he wants to be on the right side of history really bad.
You see the old tides are changing and you go with them. Which, I mean, respectful, I guess. It's a good
Smart people do that.
Yeah, it's a good business move. But, nah, he's just going with the flow, following the tides.
He really is, and it's just kind of one of those things. It was kind of funny to see. Even I haven't watched the whole thing.
I mean, I watched a little bit of it, but not.
But I've watched enough of it that it's like I know. I watched over an hour of it, and pretty interesting. Some of the things he says.
Yeah, no, he definitely threw the Biden administration straight under the bus.
All he did.
All he did the entire time.
He really, really just kind of is using that as his cop out because I think he thinks it's the easiest.
100%. Yeah, he's like. Talking about how they put a bunch of pressure on him, start censoring stuff.
But couldn't specifically name anybody or things said.
No, because he wasn't involved in it.
Which is the craziest. let's get real here. So, all right. This is a good avenue to go down. All right, Quill. You are tech billionaire boy.
Okay.
You wear T-shirts and hoodies everywhere.
Yep. I look a little bit like an alien.
You probably should have got a haircut a couple months ago, but you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a little socially awkward,
Yeah.
I will give him that. Before we set the whole hypothetical, I will give him. There was one point he made a good point as to like when he first started Facebook, like he was a socially awkward college kid.
Yeah.
Like all he did was code. He was kind of a dork.
Yeah.
Like he didn't really talk to a lot. He had his little group of people, but like he didn't talk to or socialize like a lot of people. And then he got really famous really quick, made a lot of money. You know, all of a sudden he's going on TV. He's like kind of already a little weird, and then TV makes him look a little weirder.
Yeah, for sure.
They clip him in a certain way that makes him even look weirder.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, damn, bro, like you just look like you're a fucking weirdo the whole time.
For sure.
And it's like in reality he's just a nerdy, socially awkward person that got really famous really fucking quick.
Yeah.
So all right, so you're all that, Quill.
I got you.
The Biden administration's coming in. COVID happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, COVID happens, bro. There is a lot of just hearsay and all this stuff going around.
Yep.
What do you do? What is your first step? Do you know, people are saying the vax is good, the vax is bad. Do you take one side or the other? Do you try to be down the middle and just allow? What is your step?
Yeah. So, once again, I don't think as like supposedly platform freedom of speech, like he was saying like nonstop throughout that whole podcast. I don't think you take any sides. I feel like you let it play out. The only thing you maybe censor is like legitimately like, you know, harmful stuff. You know, if like someone's talking about like, you know, like I don't know, blowing up a school or something like that. Maybe then you censor.
Yeah,
like,
they
that
talked
kind of
about
stuff,
the terrorism stuff
for sure. But like the whole like COVID thing, I feel like if you're gonna let the government pressure you into that, bro, you just gotta be like, yeah, that's my bad. You don't make.
So I'm curious, how do you this is the experiment. This is where the experiment starts to go. The thought process. How do you censor something like terrorism online? Do you
it's hard for sure.
So like, do you just look for keywords? Like, which keywords do you look for? If a video gets posted without any words posted with it, does it get by the censorship? Well, and then do you have a video algorithm? Obviously, we're not smart enough, but I'm just in hypothetical. It's like, what steps do you take in this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess on that like aspect of it, like you almost just gotta rely on like maybe like if people report the video, if it doesn't have any caption, what it obviously says. You know,
yeah, you rely on self-policing.
Kind of, basically. If you get it reported enough times, then you have someone check it out type of situation. Which, once again, he did mention this in the podcast. There's billions of people that use Facebook. So it is a very slippery slope, and it's hard to, you know, do correctly.
Yeah,
100%.
He said 3 billion people a day use one of, like, Meta's services. Facebook, Instagram, something of theirs.
So that is very hard to, obviously, you know, navigate, for sure.
It's a lot of fucking people.
A lot of people posting wild stuff.
I mean, goddamn, you go to a concert with 20,000 people, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, and it's like, 3 billion people is like a mind-blowing number.
That's insane, actually. I can't even comprehend that.
No,
I can say it, but to actually...
try to think about 3 billion people, like,
I can't.
In a crowd in one location. That'd be insane.
The most massive crowd of people you've ever seen, sea of people you've ever seen, might have only been 100,000.
Yeah. If you look at, I think there was like a Metallica concert.
Yeah, there was like 1 million people.
Yeah, it was, in like Germany, I think.
Yes, right after,
Yeah, there's like 1 million people in it, and it was insane looking.
People are still trying to get out of that concert.
Yeah, exactly. You imagine 3 billion, that's like astronomically more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's an outrageous number of people, and to sit there and think that he actually is in some way involved with all of them.
Yeah,
at least on a level of technological.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. The only thing I would say is, once again, it's hard. I would guess, because obviously, when you did have fact checkers, I feel like you just have to maybe you might have to crack down on them.
So what he was saying is some of the fact checkers were biased. Because a lot of them were coming from the administration. Again, he tried to push it all in the Biden administration.
And they said like they kind of like subbed out the fact checking.
And I think naturally you're always going to have some human bias.
For sure, 100%.
Humans always. You 100%. Have a bias. We all have some form of it, no matter how much. So
I feel like you maybe have to put in, which once again I'm not smart enough to know how you would do this. I'll admit that.
Do you have like fact checkers of the fact checkers?
I was going to say something kind of like that. Like I'm not smart enough to understand how you'd actually like do this. Obviously, once again I'm not a billionaire tech genius, but I feel like you'd almost have to have some way to like hold those fact checkers accountable. Like maybe somehow you can review what they fact check, and like if they're doing like a bunch of wild facts checking, you gotta like check them.
Fire them or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you're gonna do. I don't know.
I understand with the whole situation. Like I said, 3 billion people. You know, you're not gonna get everything right.
Even if you are 99%, which, hey, 99% is an A+.
It is.
I mean, we all strive to be 99.
Exactly. But like you said, you still get like
tens of
millions of mistakes.
At that point, 3 billion people, just 1% is still tens of millions of people.
Yeah, for sure. So once again, it's hard to get that light. The only thing I'd really say I took from it, like, I even kind of understand getting bullied by the government, because, like, I mean, like, if the government came to you or me right now and started saying some wild stuff to us,
we're probably going to do what they say.
Exactly, like, oh, we're going to send you to jail, we're going to, whatever, take your car from you, some crazy stuff. I mean, we don't have a company that could take it from us.
What if you had what he had, though,
that's what
that you could really lose? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I understand, dang, I got to do something here. But I feel like maybe take a little bit more
responsibility
for it. Be like, yeah, I basically...
Maybe I overcorrected a little bit as a response.
Yeah.
Say something like that. Like, look, man, it wasn't with ill intent, but I also...
If it was me, to be honest with you, I would have been straight up. I would have been like, yo, the government, the Biden administration, straight punked my ass out. They got me.
I was a bitch.
Yeah. They got my ass.
maybe, but it's kind of a bad. Maybe he thinks that's a bad look, or maybe whoever talks to him is PR.
Well, I'm sure
they're like, look, man, you can't just go on Rogan and just be like, I got punked out by the Biden administration. I overcorrected because I was scared they were about to fuck me, and I just did what I did because I didn't want to be on the wrong side of it.
For sure.
And
the whole time,
I almost would respect it more.
I would too, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Because then it'd be like, okay, yeah,
anybody in your position would have done the same.
Yeah, you get the FBI calling you and like, yo,
you got the feds. You're actually reporting to Capitol Hill and having to answer questions in person to these people. Like, that's a scary fucking thing.
For sure. But yeah, I'd say maybe a little accountability on his part for that, and not blaming the whole thing. Which kind of, I mean, of course, it was the Biden administration's fault because obviously they were one behind it. But also, I feel like. To be honest with you,
he capitalized a lot off of it, though. Man.
And also, I feel like he makes it sound like
that's where Joe Rogan kept going. It's like you gained a lot off of that,
and he makes it sound like throughout the whole interview, what I watched of it, like how at the beginning he was telling them, no, we're not going to censor vaccine information. But I don't think he ever said no.
No, I think at best, the government came to his door and they were like, yo, this is what's going to happen, and he was like, I don't know about that, guys. And they were like, yeah, we don't know about you. And he was like, okay. Oh, like, that was the most pushback he probably gave. It was like, maybe one, are you sure?
Are you sure about this, guys? Like, you think that's...
And they were like, we're sure.
We're positive.
And they were like, okay.
We're positive.
Yeah. That was really probably, I mean, that's probably what he's referencing when he's like, I tried,
my guy.
He's like, he with one squeaky little voice was like, are we sure? Are we sure about that, guys? And they were like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, come on.
Like, that's probably really, he as much as we all could, you're a billionaire tech guy, Elon Musk says fuck you to people all day, and da-da-da, and it's a lot of times easier said than done.
Oh,
I don't want to defend Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm not going to at all, but I am going to sit here and say, boy, if we were in his positions, it ain't as easy as we probably want to think it is.
No, 100% not. Like I said, if I had the feds call me right now, and I was 100% sure it was actually the feds.
What if they were like, you're going to come to Washington next week, and we're going to fucking talk to you, and it's all going to be on camera?
I mean, I would probably... Two things would go through my mind in that situation. Either one, I'd be thinking, how quick can I get to Canada?
Everybody's going to see this, Quillen. Everybody's going to see every word you say when we talk to you two. Yeah. It's going to be everywhere.
I'd be like, Like I said, how quick can I get to Mexico?
Yeah.
And my other thought would be, dang, I got to do this. Because once again, the feds like it.
I'd honestly, bro, you know what my real first thought as, it's not a secret, I guess it's been said a couple of times here, as somebody that's done a little time, and my first thought is, really, fuck it. I'm pleading the fifth.
I know.
I ain't saying shit and lock me up.
Throw me away.
Let me see what you got. Let me sit in jail for about a year and maybe I'll say something. We'll see how this goes after football season.
Yeah, let's see how I'll motivate you guys.
Let me spend one football season behind bars and I'll talk to you maybe.
Yeah. I'll say the other thing with it is I mean, obviously, I don't know. Once again, I'm not a lawyer or whatever. But what could, even if you said no to them to censoring stuff, I mean, that's not illegal. So what could the government actually even do to you?
Well, I think the thing is at this point, and there was a couple. Okay, so this is another thing. There was a couple points, and I watched. Like I said, I probably watched about an hour and 20 minutes of this podcast. I think it was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So I watched a decent,
half of it.
A little more than half. I will say there were points Mark Zuckerberg withheld what he wanted to say. And it's not because I think, like, mystery fucking villain guy.
Yeah, no.
It's just, he knows better.
For sure.
He's got certain deals with the government, I think, about surveillance. We've all heard about the Patriot Act and, the deal. I mean, Edward Snowden put the government on blast.
Yep.
Like, he's got some real dark side deals with the government.
Oh, 100%.
There was one point he wanted to say something to Rogan. Joe Rogan was like, because Joe Rogan was asking about WhatsApp, because he said something in passing. Mark Zuckerberg was like, like the 1% of the people that he gets censored that shouldn't be censored, he's like, so their account will get flagged, and all of a sudden they can't use their Instagram, they can't use their WhatsApp, because it's all connected to Facebook. Mm-hmm. And Joe Rogan was like, well, how does it, because Joe Rogan's, he's in his 50s, he's tech savvy, but he ain't that tech savvy.
Yeah.
He's still a little, and he's also wanting to break it down just for people listening. For sure. So he's sitting there, he's like, well, how, if somebody's Facebook account gets flagged, would their WhatsApp be messed up? And Zuckerberg, he almost said he caught himself real good. And I'm not going to, I can't put words in his mouth because he didn't say it, but I think what he did say was, well, it's all connected back, the account gets flagged there. If we do flag someone for terrorism and they are a terrorist, why would we allow them to have an Instagram and a fucking WhatsApp when we just flagged their Facebook account? Mm-hmm. But before he said that, that's what he said after he kind of caught himself, and he was going in the direction of, well, if it's on your phone, we have access to it. Like, that's what he was saying.
Access to it.
If you have any of his apps or anything, which now they're almost built into phones, is what's starting to happen, and it's like you can't not have them. Yep. Is where we're going with it next, and that's the angle he was getting ready to go with. Is like he almost said it to Joe. It was like, well, if it's on the fucking phone, bro, we know everything. Yeah, that's what it was really coming down to, and again, I think he has backhanded deals with the government. For sure. So that idea of telling the government no, it's like the government's like, you can't tell us no. Yeah. We've already got these deals.
Yeah, you're too deep.
You're too deep in, bro. You there is no telling us no now. This is what's going to happen, and I think that's really. But he can't say those things.
No, 100%.
You can't. I mean, even if we all know it deep down, we all know if you got Facebook and Instagram on your fucking phone, you know everything on your phone's compromised.
Oh, for sure.
You know it. You know if Mark Zuckerberg wants to right now, he can look at every fucking picture you've taken, every chat. 100%. He's listening right now on a thing where if he really wanted to. Now, is somebody really sitting there doing it? No. But the information's there and accessible to him if he wants it.
Yeah, no.
And it's but you can't say it.
No, absolutely not.
What if he really said? We all know that. Mm-hmm. But what if he actually said that on Rogan last night or yesterday on the episode that came out? If he actually sat there and was like, "Well, Joe, if you have one of my services on your phone, bud, I know everything going on in your life, and in fact, everything that's connected to that phone, your televisions, your home surveillance, on to even more, all of your account information. Guess what I have access to now, Joe? I have you signed into your bank on the phone? Guess what, doggy?
I got that.
God, we're in on that now. And oh, by the way, I got all these deals with the government so the government can know all that shit because of safety, public concerns, and terrorism. Yep. And Joe, the government came with a pretty strong hand one day, and they were like, "Bud, we don't want people knowing certain things," and I can't tell them no, Joe. What if he really said that? We would all be sitting there tripping the fuck out right now. Oh, even though we all actually know that's the case.
Yeah, but if it was actually verified.
If it was actually said from the source, we would all be banging our fucking heads on the floor right now, freaking out.
Yeah. I mean, well, we know for a fact that stuff can happen because look at TikTok.
Dude, it's gone. It's getting ready to be gone here. What is the deal with that, by the way? So January 19th, it's gone. But they're saying it's only going to be removed from app stores. So if you already have it downloaded and do not delete it, you still will have access to it.
I guess, yeah.
But as far as anybody re-downloading it or getting it after the 19th, they're saying you're pretty much going to need a VPN and it's technically illegal.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know how I feel about that. It's pretty wild. I get that.
Are you going to keep it?
Probably. I mean, what do I care?
I mean, you already have it. I don't have it. So I come January, if I don't have it downloaded and an account made before January 19th, I guess I'm not going to ever have a TikTok.
I mean, I get it. I get it if you're someone important, you're a government worker, official, something like that, or you're some super rich person. But bro, I don't think China cares enough to like harvest my? What are they going to?
No, what I think a lot of it is like information being pushed, like kids eating Tide Pods. Like the Chinese don't allow that information to be on their TikTok, but they push that algorithm onto our TikTok.
Well, yeah,
100%,
yeah, for sure.
It's more trying to influence culture and idealistic nature.
Well, yeah, I'm also not stupid enough. I'm not going to eat a Tide Pod.
Yeah, but for the one kid that is.
Well, yeah, no, I get
that. They got him.
I get that for sure, and I understand not wanting like to have like like maybe not letting kids download and stuff like that. But for like me, I'm going to keep it because like once again.
Yeah.
No. I don't. What's more, China steals my data and they see I'm broke and they feel bad for me.
So, that's kind of what I think. Yeah. I mean, most of us. That's what I is like. It's kind of like, what do you have to hide? And it's like, nothing really. Actually, if you want to see how fucked my life is, you go right ahead. Like, actually, you got $5?
I know.
Like, fucking hey, you coming up in here? Let's talk, dog. Like, I honestly, yeah. But you know what? What's funny is now that I'm putting it together and we're having the conversation, it's kind of a thought happening in my head is every reason the government is banning TikTok right now is all the validation we need to credit everything we just said about Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
They're banning TikTok for everything that Facebook literally does, but for the American government.
Pretty much, yeah, 100%.
They don't want information going to the Chinese government. The American government gets it through Facebook, Instagram, all these different avenues.
Yep.
TikTok is the Chinese equivalent at this point, I guess.
Basically.
Whether or not it was ever intended or is, at this point, it pretty much is it's their biggest social media platform.
For sure.
Especially over here in the States. So.
For sure, definitely.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like, even with TikTok, like I said, I mean, we know for a fact that, like, TikTok, like, it can, like, gather data from you. It can, like, remember your passwords for, like, other accounts in your phone.
Oh, I'm sure. They probably has access to everything we just talked about with Facebook.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So we know.
You logged into your bank, they got it.
Like, that's kind of like a proven thing. So, like, we know the apps can do it, so why wouldn't Facebook do it?
Yeah, I think a big concern is like, what if the next like kind of war is like a cyber war?
It will be for sure.
And the idea is like information will be the artillery.
Hmm?
Like, yeah, your accounts don't matter that much. Like, what are you gonna do with my fucking $100 I got in my account or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, who gives a shit? But what happens if like one day you woke up and you got a paycheck in that bitch? And all of a sudden, China pulled the trigger on an economic warfare, and everybody's waking up, and nobody has any.
Did it to like 100 million people,
and all of a sudden, people are freaking the fuck out. Like, I'm freaking out, you're freaking out. We come into work yelling at Mark. Mark's freaking the fuck out. His accounts are fucked.
Yeah.
Everybody's snapping, bro. You just created a huge fucking frenzy, then you start leading in all these crazy drones, start dropping. Boy, that's a way to actually attack.
It is, for sure.
And it's like it seems like, well, fuck it, who gives a shit about the information? But what if something like that were to happen?
Yeah,
then that information did matter.
For sure. More on like the grand scale thing, like numbers of quantity or whatever.
Exactly. Like, your $100 don't matter. You really want to see I'm broke? Who gives a all of a sudden, broke people care more about money than rich people.
Wow, that's right.
I check my account every fucking 10 times a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, boy, and I ain't got no money to be looking at, but I gotta care about every fucking dollar in that bitch because I'm broke.
Yep, that's valid.
Like, if I had fucking $10 million in the bank, I probably wouldn't check that account very often because I know it's good.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Like, oh, I bought a Snickers. Let me check my bank account.
Yeah, I know it's good. I don't need to check this before I buy a 2 for $5 special on Monster.
Yeah.
Like, so.
No. But what do you think about this California fires?
Dude, LA's burning.
Yeah. Cause I'm gonna.
Hollywood's going down, baby.
It is. It's burning.
You know what I really think is it's actually a really unfortunate thing for a lot of like regular people there, and it's a really unfortunate. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it's not unfortunate for the bigger celebrities and rich people. It sucks, man. It sucks all around. And something like living here in Florida, we deal with like hurricanes and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, fire. You can't hunker down for fire.
No.
You can't ride out a fire.
No, you cannot.
There's no like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything's getting burned, and I'm wondering, what do they do? A big problem, like Joe Rogan even talked about a lot of times, and I think a lot of people talk about it. One of our coworkers brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Really is like he brought up like he's buddies with a fire marshal out there. Lived in LA for 30 years and knew people and well connected, and like he had a fire marshal buddy of his tell him several times throughout the years, like, dude, them fires get going in them hills and the wind's taking it like nothing. it's going to go all the way to the ocean.
Yeah, it's going to burn everything.
It's going to go to the fucking ocean where it'll finally stop because there's nothing to burn.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it'll end.
For sure. But here's a question I got. How do you think they started?
You heard about Hulk Hogan?
I heard he got booed at the...
No, there was a thing, he did like an event thing or something, and like there's a lot of controversy about whether or not like that started one of them.
Mm.
Like something, I don't know. That's where I thought maybe you were going with it for a second. What have you heard?
Here's mine, which I don't know, obviously I'm not saying this is facts or whatsoever, but I'm wondering, because obviously we've had, once again, there's a terrorist attack in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the...
Yeah, there's been a lot of shit. The Vegas.
The Cybertruck that had Obama in it,
Yep.
which that's a whole story to go into right there.
Dude, there's a lot of shit happening right now, bro. The drones that we were talking, bro. Keep going.
What if those forest fires were started on purpose via either like terrorism? It could even be like someone like China or Russia. Think about it. It is the perfect crime because you can't get caught. All you do is you go into some national park with a can of lighter fluid in your bag. You light some trees on fire, and you destroy towns. You're not blowing up just one building. You take out entire towns.
I don't know.
You can't get caught for it.
What I will say is things like this bring people together, though. And I think a lot of like war and like the ideas of attack is breaking people apart, breaking things down. Granted, you may be burning a lot of structures, but you're creating a lot of communal bond.
That's true. It would be.
A lot of people like come together in these situations. Like this is where human nature actually does win and persevere through a lot of like, because when things are down and out, like people do come together a lot of times. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it could be an attack of some sort, but I don't know. I mean, I genuinely think they get wildfires out there a lot. We hear about them every year,
for sure.
And I think just the time comes, man. Like the wind. Yeah, it finally happened. Like Joe Rogan said, his buddy had told him a lot of times. Like those fires out there, man. Like all it takes is good winds coming the right way, and they're gonna come right, and that's all it took. Yeah. Finally, it's an especially dry year. They're fucking. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, it could be. I'm saying a lot of.
Bro, what are they gonna do though? Are they gonna rebuild LA? I guess you kind of have to.
You have to.
The infrastructure's there still. Even like the fire. Now, it burns surface level everything, but, your sewer systems are probably still okay to a point, right? Like, I don't know how fires...
Yeah. Do you remember, obviously,
when... to rebuild an entire fucking city?
Do you remember when Maui burned a couple years ago in Hawaii?
Yes.
So, they still haven't started rebuilding in Maui because there's certain things with the toxic waste from structures burning where they have to remove, a crazy thing, like 10 feet of surface dirt before they can rebuild there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because of soil contamination.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, soil contamination. So,
that makes a lot of sense.
I'm going to assume if it happened that way in Maui,
it's got to be that way
I would assume it will be the same way in LA.
You know what's about to happen? Austin's about to be the new Hollywood.
For sure, everyone's going to move to...
That's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
LA is about to become a ghost town. I don't even think they're going to rebuild it. All the rich people that can afford to leave are going to fucking leave.
For sure.
And everybody who's too poor and tough luck.
Tough luck. And it's wild.
Move to Sacramento or something.
That's what they're about to do.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild that the insurance companies dropped all the insurance on them too.
Dude. Once again, it shows. What's funny is by law you have to have insurance, but as soon as something happens, they can just tell you to get fucked.
No.
It is crazy. Insurance should not be required by law. I'm done with it. With the way these insurance companies have acted about the hurricanes around here now,
same thing here.
and then now with the fire, and it's nah, bro, y'all can't sit there and make us by law have to pay these people, and then they can just drop us at the fucking flip of a hat when something actually happens.
No,
that can't happen, bro. That's so fucked.
No, they talk about how they couldn't afford it, they would go broke, but it's that's on you then.
Tough luck,
That's
dog.
what I'm saying.
That's why you're there.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of having you.
Why did I just pay you?
Yeah, that's why you get paid every.
There should be lawsuits about this. I'm sure there will be.
There will be, I'm sure. But you get pay your insurance company every single month, and you go years without using it. That's where they get all the money. And then, yeah, you're going to lose money when something
Oh,
happens.
sorry, something happened and we can't go broke. Well, where's all the fucking money you've been getting paid? Yo, you've been paying all your boys.
That's what I'm saying.
Your CEO makes fucking $12 million a year.
Because for those months and years that you were paying into it and everyone else is paying into it and nothing happened, where'd that money go?
Into their pockets.
Exactly.
It's business.
Mm-hmm.
Bad business to put money out. It's good business to put money in.
100%. But that's the whole point of insurance. I don't understand how they can just drop.
I'm telling you, like, I think some law really needs to change, and it won't because they're so deeply rooted within the system now.
100%.
But it's just something. It's like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? By law, I have to pay you people, but then as soon as something happens,
You just drop me.
you can just give me the finger.
Yeah, it's insane. It's wild.
No, bro. That's how CEOs get shot.
100%. For sure.
That right there is a prime example of how like a Luigi happens.
Yeah. It's about as scummy of a move as you can do right there.
Like, damn, dog. Like, yeah. And you know at some point, like, somebody somewhere has to make that decision.
100%.
I don't care what anybody says, and everybody will try to pawn it off. Like, that's like the system has no accountability anymore.
No.
Everybody's just like, oh, it's just this, it's just that, it's the system, I can't do anything. It's like at some point, somewhere, somebody high enough up says, let's do this.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
then it goes down.
For sure.
That's like, it has to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing, like, it don't just come from nowhere.
No.
Like, somewhere at some point high enough up in those insurance companies, somebody says, nah, we can't bite the bullet on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, then it goes down.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Which is wild. And once again, like, I don't understand how can insurance companies sell you, whatever, say it's a $100,000 claim. How can they sell you a $100,000 claim if they don't have the money to give everyone that $100,000 claim? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're not backed by anything.
That's what I'm saying.
You have no backbone. And honestly, it's because the money's not real anymore. Our money's not backed by gold anymore.
No, it's not.
It's all a fugazi at this point. And it's that's honestly even makes it more angry. Is it's like you do have the money.
Yeah,
because you're connected with the government. The money ain't fucking real anymore.
No,
that's why inflation's out of control. It's not real.
No,
it's not. There's nothing tangible there anymore. Tell me what a fucking dollar is.
No.
Can anybody tell me what a fucking dollar is?
No, back in time, a dollar bill was
a weight in gold.
That's what I'm saying. It was literally an IOU basically of gold.
Yeah. Now, like, tell me what a buck is. Can anybody? What is the definition of a fucking dollar now? Is it 100 pennies? Okay, what are 100 pennies? Like, what is it?
Nothing.
It's nothing.
No.
And it's like, so they do have it. They just choose not to because they need people to suffer. And it goes into so many other things.
Yep. Wow.
It's fucked.
It is.
Fuck.
It's insane.
But to the point, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do about them LA fires.
I don't know. Like you said, once them winds start going, I don't think there's any stopping it. It's going to sweep through until it hits the ocean. Unless they can somehow clear out, like, they can make, like, fire lines, obviously. But I don't know if they can control, because the wind over there is insane. Like
it's like 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, they should like flipped over tractor trailers on the highway. Yeah, and stuff like that.
Dude, they're in a tough spot. I'm like I said, I'm gonna sit here and say it's probably gonna burn to the ocean. More than likely.
More than likely, man. It will, and then like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do.
As far as rebuilding, I don't know if they will.
It's gonna be a long journey.
Who's gonna want to rebuild that? Who's gonna want to put the money into rebuilding that? If the insurance companies ain't got the money to cover people, who's got it? Who?
Yeah.
Insurance companies got all the money. Everybody's fucking paying them.
The only people that have the money to pay for that is obviously like the mega rich. But then once again, even if you are super rich, why would you rebuild there?
And be one of the only ones around a turmoil of fire and smoke ash.
Yeah, and once again,
going to fucking Austin.
So I'm saying, and once again, like after this happened, why would you stay living there? Like, what if it happens again? What if it's just the winds have changed, this is how it blows? Like,
times have changed, yeah.
Who wants to deal with that all the time?
Dude, I'm telling you, they're all going to Texas. Watch. Texas is going to be a blue state in 10, 12 years. It's going to be crazy.
Wow.
It's going to be like a revolution in Texas of Democrats.
I had it kind of on the same conversation. I had this weird, I don't know why I was thinking about it, this weird, like, shower thought. Like, 2 days ago, I was in the shower and just randomly came to me. I was thinking about it. But why do the rich people always live in, like, the dangerous areas? Like, think about it. Like, even here, the rich people live on the beach where hurricanes destroy all the stuff. The poor people live inland where it's safer. California. All the rich people live in the line of
because they can afford it.
But wouldn't you think if you were mega rich and elite, wouldn't you live in the safe area and make the poor people live in the dangerous areas? Wouldn't you think that would make sense? Like, why aren't all the rich living in, for example, like Pennsylvania? You ain't got no hurricanes, you ain't got no forest fires, you ain't got earthquakes.
What do you got in Pennsylvania?
Nothing
Bears?
dangerous. Yeah, but black bears aren't dangerous. Now, like, once in a while you get a rogue tornado, but they're not like ripping apart trailer parks type tornadoes.
There's really nothing happening in Pennsylvania. You get blizzards.
Even the blizzards, it's not like you're living in like New York where you're getting 6 feet of snow. You get like a bad snowstorm, you get like maybe a foot, which sucks, but it's not like
The end of
dangerous.
the world,
It's not like
yeah.
you're stuck in your house for, a month.
Weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, why don't all the rich people live in safe areas? Wouldn't you think that what they would do? They'd have the money. Why wouldn't they live in the safe spot and have the poor people live in dangerous spots?
Because again, they can afford it. They can afford the risk.
I guess, man. I'm saying
They can afford the risk.
I guess I'm saying like I don't know why I was just random thinking.
No, I mean I guess that's the best answer I can even think of. Honestly, yeah.
I guess I don't know. I feel like if I was a rich and elite, I'd want to live in a safe. Like I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 rich people. I'm talking like in a
like
whole
communal, yeah,
like
a Beverly Hills.
Wouldn't you think you'd make your community in a safe spot?
Yeah.
And then you'd put have the slums be in the line of like the forest fires, and you'd have the poor people living where the hurricane's going to destroy.
Yeah. No, it definitely. I'm trying to think. I think the rich thing in California. That originally started. So I think that originally would go back to like the Wild West era. And why even people were going out west.
Yeah.
And gold and prospecting and oil. And then once people started finding gold and prospecting and oil, the boom. And then what do you get when you start getting people there? You get a lot of byproducts. All of a sudden you need room for these people. You need hotels.
Yep.
You need storage. You need food. All these other businesses started coming because of all these people.
For sure.
And it just naturally started to build into just a wealthy area. I think just because of what it was,
Mm-hmm.
and through time, that's where people with money started to be.
Yeah, and obviously
That's where more people with money started to go, because people that have money want to be around. They don't want to be around a bunch of brokies.
that's fair. And I guess obviously California, obviously the weather.
The weather was really nice, and it's just kind of.
And then Hollywood,
The beaches were beautiful. You get to. Imagine what those beaches looked like 200 years ago.
Oh,
Before they were covered with fucking modern shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Those beaches beaches in Malibu and shit probably fucking looked incredible.
Sure.
200 years ago
Yeah,
when they were going out there.
Even probably like 60 years ago.
Yeah, fuck. That's what I'm saying is like, so I guess in that situation, that would be the reason that California and LA specifically, kind of turned into a mecca of like money.
Yeah.
Is because like originally it was gold.
Yeah,
and then
the boom.
everything else started coming from that.
Yeah, for sure.
So money just naturally was literally there.
Yeah, money just flowed in because people flowed in and money was found there, so there was money to be spent there. And then obviously companies came in.
Exactly. People capitalize off the fact that there's a bunch of people there that need services and things, and it just started going. I don't know. It would just, as far as rich people living on the beach though here. Again, it's the idea. It's the lavish idea. You live on the beach.
Yeah, I get that. Obviously it'd be cool to live on the beach.
No, I would never want to. I lived on Treasure Island a couple of years, or
yeah,
like a
you
year,
told me that. Yeah,
and it was nice. Don't get me wrong, but honestly, seeing things like I don't want to live on the beach. It's too much.
So,
but
I guess, and honestly, in reality, Tampa doesn't actually really get hit by hurricanes that often. That with.
This is the worst one I've ever been up in. I've lived here a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Normally we don't get hit. Normally they shoot up and hit they shoot down and hit Fort Myers.
Yeah, a lot of times it's Panhandle. Panhandle gets boomed, but it just is what it is. I don't know. I'm trying to think. They're not gonna. Do you think they rebuild LA? I'm
gonna guess they're gonna
if there's
try.
something worth rebuilding there.
Yeah, they're gonna try probably, but once again, like I said, I am curious to see, because this could be a telltale sign. We'll see how quick they rebuild, because if they start breaking ground in LA super quick and Maui still isn't getting rebuilt, then there's some spicy stuff going on.
They're still talking about North Carolina being all fucked up still.
Yes, from the hurricane and stuff. But That's hard because you got a lot of like super rural towns.
Yeah, there's not a lot there or money there already.
No.
And it's kind of like...
And obviously once like those little back roads, once they get gone, washed away, it's hard to get in places still.
Yeah. These roads have been there fucking hundreds of years.
That's what I'm saying.
100 years. It's like, dude, they...
And a lot of those towns, they got one way in, one way out. Just small little mountain towns, so...
Fuck. I ain't never been in none of those. I don't even know nothing about them. No.
No, they're wild. Even like back home in Pennsylvania, like going back to on like vacation to visit family, it is wild like riding in some of the little back roads, bro. You got like little like they're technically like 2-lane roads, but like really like a 1 lane. And bro, you got like a cliff off to your one side, and there's no guardrail, nothing. You can see the side of the road is starting to like cave in over the ledge and stuff like that, and you're just like whipping it. It's like wintertime, there's like snow on the road. Like it seems big, unsafe, like.
Jesus, dude, that sound, I'm like stressed out just hearing that. I don't need that. I'll stay right here in Florida. I'm good. Not me. But, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. But like I was saying, if they break ground on LA super quick, then there's something going on. Because a big kind of, I guess, kind of like conspiracy thing with the whole Maui situation is they're holding them up because they want to turn Maui into like a resort. So they want the people who live there
to fuck off.
To like have to wait so long that they can't afford to build their homes because
just
they have
wait them out.
Yeah, basically wait them out. So like they're stuck paying super high because rent in Hawaii is insane. So
and now what? They basically got to live in hotels and shit.
Yeah, stuff like that. So you're stuck paying for hotels and renting places. So they want you to burn through your money so you can't afford to keep your land. So you'll sell it to them super cheap, and then they can build resorts there. That's one of the kind of like conspiracy theories why it's taking them so long to rebuild. So if they break ground in California super quick after the fire, there might be some back into that.
That's a good point.
Because that's what they say. They say the ground's contaminated from the fires, and they can't physically build until they dig down deep enough to get past the contaminated ground. So
that's been like a couple years now.
It has been.
How long does it take?
I don't know.
We dig every day.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, granted, it's Hawaii. You got to get all that equipment to that island and stuff like that. So I'm sure there is stuff that holds it up.
Probably a lot of hard rock. I mean, those islands are built by volcanic activity
for sure. So I'm sure there is some backing to that, and I can kind of see how, like, obviously a fire, you're burning gas stations, you're burning buildings,
plastics,
stuff like that. So the ground probably is contaminated for sure. But if they get super quick on it though, and like the fires are done and they're like building in LA again, it might be a little backing to that whole resorts want to buy Maui.
There could be. I mean, honestly, why not? Even in LA, this honestly, you can't tell me if they do rebuild this, they're in a bunch of rich motherfuckers thinking right now, licking their lips.
Oh,
like how many poor people can't afford to rebuild, and what they are about to build there in place.
Oh, 100%.
The Hiltons, like Paris Hilton, like I seen a thing where she was like crying, I guess, watching her like childhood mansion, not her childhood home, but her childhood mansion get burned down on the news, like. She was literally watching it get burned down because she evacuated, and they were like showing the Hilton's mansion just on fucking fire.
I was thought.
And like, but also like she and her family have the money. It's like they like how many new hotels are they about to build there? How many new Hiltons are about to get put up in that town if they rebuild there?
For sure, you just got a lot of cheap property. Because now all you're doing is
Compton, bruh. That's about to turn into the fucking Ritz.
Yeah, because all now you
none of them can rebuild.
No, all now you have to do, all you got to do is buy the land.
Especially the insurance company dropped them all.
That's what I'm saying.
So any money they have, they're going to need to find somewhere else to live, not rebuild into something an insurance company ain't even covering.
Yeah, for sure not. You know how expensive it is going to be to rebuild a home?
Dude, that's a big deal going on around here right now is the insurance companies, like, or the appraisers for the insurance that is still holding on. The appraisers, the county and city appraisers are telling people, like, their shit ain't worth saving and it's got to be torn down and rebuilt, and then the insurance companies aren't covering a full rebuild. Yeah. And like people are like going and getting private appraisers that are telling them the place can be saved, and the insurance companies are saying, well, we'll save it. So it's like a big conflict between like these city appraisers like saying it ain't worth it, and then the insurance companies being like, we'll get fucked. And then like these private appraisers being like, well, hold on, it is worth it. And the insurance company being like, well, we don't know. And it's like, it's just this weird.
I saw, yeah, it is weird. Like I said, the insurance companies slicey stuff. But no, I saw this news story just like yesterday or whatever the other day. So there's like I don't remember where it's at. I don't know if they've already said, but this is kind of like, how we have like this little kind of like trailer park type things on it, where they're kind of like, they're not like trailer parks, but they're like, I guess like double wides or whatever kind of like situation.
I get it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Just little communals.
Yeah, but there's this dude, and he obviously like just like in 2020 he bought his home, so he owns it, and he like owns a couple other homes he's renting out in the little park or whatever. And he recently got a letter from the organization that I guess runs the park, telling them that because of the storms and like insurance and stuff like that, like they're closing down the park and they have to like move out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like they're back as the investors of the park. They're like, yeah, we can't physically afford to do this if we get hit with another storm, so we're closing this park down. So you guys are gonna have to like move out here in the next like so long.
But they own the trailers.
But they own the trailers, but they're not like trailers. So I don't know if you can move those.
You can. It's a bitch though. So the way they can.
I guess I have seen them being like hauled.
Yeah, the thing is though, you literally, so a lot of those, like when they become, like you said, like a double wide,
yeah,
you've taken a whole wall off of two of them to put them together and then combine. So it gets hard to like split them. Like I've been inside my share of trailers.
Yeah.
And like usually even in a lot of double wides, you can see like in the middle, like where they connect them in the floor, there's usually like a little metal plate kind of holding it. Sometimes people carpet over it and stuff or whatever.
Sure.
But there's always like some things bracing like actually the connection of them. So you have to unconnect those, and then obviously they're always up higher, elevated. There's always like a little border around them. But if you look underneath, there's usually like super shitty, rusty wheel wells.
Yeah. That
if like you need to like probably grease the fuck out of. The bearings are fucking shot. Like it's a bitch to try and move any of those. But I guess I mean if you really had to, you could.
Yeah.
But
no, that's the thing. Like that's. I mean, imagine that like your home. Like they tell you own that home, but they tell you have to leave.
Dude, I'm telling you, my biggest, bro, motherfuckers can laugh at me or make fun of me. My American dream is like, bro, I would like to drop like 30 or 40 grand or even finance or something, just like a fucking RV pull behind.
Yeah.
And just get like a 2500 that can tow it. And dude, fucking A, dog, I'll fucking pay lot rent somewhere. If they ever tell me to move, I'll just drop that bitch onto my 2500 and be gone.
Yeah, just drive away.
That's it. That's like, dude, for me and my dog, shit, dude, I'm hanging out, bro. I got a kitchen, a bathroom, a little living room spot, bedroom. Like, I don't need much, bro. I'm chilling.
No.
Like, I would be so, if I could own something like that, that's the dream for me. Honestly, I mean, I think about it now, like, you know, like owning a home or something, like being a real homeowner now, and the way you see insurance treating it, it's like,
for sure.
Dude, I don't know if the American dream is really something people should want to strive for anymore. Should you want to be a homeowner in America nowadays, right now? I don't know. I love renting a room. I love not having, like, to be held constrained by that shit, dude, because you're held hostage by it, almost.
For sure.
And then it becomes, like, the taxes game and the insurance, and it's like, bro.
Yep.
And, like, God forbid, you know, a storm does blow through and the roof gets ripped off and they don't want to cover you.
Yeah,
I don't have the money for a new fucking roof.
No.
You know what it would be great, though? If I could finance or get, you know, a halfway decent tow-behind trailer, like a nice fucking one. And if something's coming, I can fucking drop it on there and drive away.
Just drive away, go to Tennessee or something.
I'll drive away for a week or two. I'll be back. I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, I'll be back. Take
like I'm going to drive 100 miles inland. Like, where I know I'm not going to get flooded out. Like,
100%. Yeah.
That, like, fuck being, like, no way. I just don't think it's, I mean, maybe in the right situations it is, but now it just does not seem, for the everyday person trying to buy one home, their home, I just don't know if it's the right way.
I don't either, to be honest with you. Like I said, with insurances going up, obviously, because the only thing that's going to happen with these storms is
they're going to keep coming.
Yeah, and insurance is going to
go
up.
The Earth is in a heating cycle. Now, I'm not one to push, like, global warming or anything. I think we're still coming out of an ice age. Like the information I've always seen and stuff is like the Earth goes through cycles of warmth and cooling. And we're not like in this global warming. We're just warming up. The Earth is in a cycle of warming up. Like storms are going to get a little worse. Like things will happen.
Yeah.
By the end of our life, there might be a Category 6 storm. Like that could be a thing by the end of our lifetimes. Like they might actually add a Category 6 by the time we're fucking 80 and done with it.
But yeah, well, like I said, with the storms, insurance is just going to keep going up. Then they're not going to cover you. And the other thing, even with just buying a home, like, even if something dumb happens, like, your refrigerator goes out, then you gotta go buy a $1,000 refrigerator. Yep. Like, always with renting, you know, like, from apartments, stuff like that.
Dude.
Anything happens, you just tell them and they replace it.
It's the best thing about renting, is like, I guess they're making a few bucks off of you with the rent, but like
Sure.
in reality, anything goes wrong, I don't have to fucking fix it.
No,
I don't have to do anything about it.
I mean, the only thing I see with owning a home is, yeah, at least you're paying into like your own investment for yourself type situation. Whereas renting, you're kind of just paying them to kind of stay put and like have a place to live. You're not really like moving forward paying rent. In fairness,
Are you moving forward paying a mortgage though?
I mean, when you pay it off, you own it, and then
Do you though? Because then you got to pay the taxes. I see a lot of old people now. Like that's become a real problem. Like now with a lot of this older generation is like they're on fixed incomes, they're on Social Security, and they can't afford the property taxes on houses that are already paid off.
That's true. Yeah.
And now they're losing the home. You see 75, 80-year-old grandmas, their husband died 15 years ago and he paid the house off, and she's on a fixed income and she's 2 years behind on her fucking taxes.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take her shit, even though the house is paid off and she's lived there for 50 years.
Yeah, that is.
And it's like the taxes. It's like, so it's almost, again, you know, I don't want to be this like always pushing this conspiratorial. It's like, what do you really own?
Yeah,
Almost.
That's
Or are you in some level just a glorified caretaker of the property until you die or can't pay the taxes?
Yeah, and then the government takes it and sells it or whatever.
Exactly. You know, like it really, and then the way people are with money, let's say you do take care of it and you do have kids and you do want to give it to them, they're probably just going to treat it like shit or sell it off as soon as you're gone to just make a buck off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people keep their family homes? Like,
nobody
nowadays and shit?
Nobody sell them unless...
It's becoming less and less attachment to it. And
For sure.
I just don't know.
Without doubt.
Yeah. I'm telling you, my goal is that RV.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
My goal is a sick ass, like fucking, probably 2000, 2001 Ram 2500 diesel Cummins 5.9 and a fucking $30,000 RV pull behind.
Yeah.
That's it, baby.
That's all I need.
My dreams ain't big.
We dream small.
This podcast popping could achieve it. Like,
exactly.
for real. But yeah, no, man. We're hitting a point though. I mean, hey, we're at an hour and a half. We're doing pretty good right now. I know you said you had some things to do. I don't know if you want to try and wrap
It's
it.
only 11.
It's a little after 11, so
yeah, we can kind of like
we'll get to the end of it. We'll wrap it up here. I just think, yeah, I wonder with the American dream now. It's like, is there such a thing as it? We joked earlier, like Arnold Schwarzenegger might have been the last. That, not just him, but like that generation, like almost our grandparents' kind of generation.
able to like attain the American dream.
The last real generation of the American dream. Is it really that, or is like there some new variation of it? I don't think. Is there even a placeholder of the American dream anymore? Is there something we have as the American dream? Are we trying to achieve it right now with this podcast?
I was going to say that. To be honest with you, the new American dream might be podcast, TikTok star type stuff like that.
This is it, influencer status.
Yeah, type stuff like that. That's probably, honestly, is the new American dream.
It's kind of crazy, the world we live in right now.
It is. It's pretty wild.
But I mean, even, working for yourself. By the time you do it all legitimately and run through all the hoops, boy, you just got fucking put through it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it is, for sure.
The American dream is not what you think it's going to be until you're there.
Yeah, no, it's rough to get there, for sure.
Yeah. I just, where do you go with it? Where does America go from here? Do you see, like some people say they see the crumblings starting to happen? Are we about to lose our grip, our foothold as the superpower of the world? Maybe not like today or tomorrow, but in the next generation or so, in the next 20 years, 30 years, do we lose that? But do we gain something more? Because if we lose our placeholder as the superpower of the world, is it because the United Nations is coming together and it doesn't need to be, it becomes one all-encompassing superpower, a new world order government that takes its place? Or is it just the Chinese and the Russians? I mean, does it become...
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything's gonna happen to America, like you said, anytime soon. Like, we'll still be a superpower for the foreseeable future. Unless like something like really crazy happens, like
unless we all wake up tomorrow with our accounts.
And I'll say something like you talk about with China, like wake up and everyone's money's gone. Man, yeah, maybe.
Dude, we tear ourselves apart from the inside.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, if we all woke up tomorrow and like all our accounts were drained and you couldn't log into fucking nothing, you couldn't even get on your Spotify to chill out while you drive to work to yell at Mark about why a check ain't there.
100%.
Like, bro,
And You know damn well, even if everyone woke up and all the money were gone, the bills would still want paid. Like rent, they would still expect you to pay them.
And that would be the way to do the attack. Would be like you
100%.
you would time it right when your bills.
Exactly.
You would, boy. And then I'm telling you, you fuck up everybody's logins, bro. I can't even listen to Spotify when I can't even get my playlist while I'm pissed.
I know.
To like try and chill, bro. I'd be fucking fights would be happening, bro.
Yeah, so man. No, America will stay around for a while for sure. I mean, it's not gonna like crumble totally.
I mean, you know, it does. It wasn't built in a day, but does it fall in a day? You know, I don't think so.
Nah, not like I said, unless something crazy happens. It's not gonna fall in a day by itself, for sure not.
No.
Like America, for all its flaws, I mean, it's still
we're pretty strong.
Yeah, we're still trucking along. Like I said, even if we don't like the ship per se, America will still truck along as a superpower for a very long time before we self-implode.
Yeah, and there is a thing, like I even said, where you were like, you know, what if these fires or attacks? And I was like, you know, things of that nature do bring people together.
They do, that's true.
And, you know, there's like a famous quote, I guess, thing about World War II, the Japanese, like one of their generals right after the Pearl Harbor attack being like, you know, we just woke up the sleeping giant type deal. It's like, all we need is something, a rally. Like, you give people, whether it's just a burning down of a community, of a city, and it's like people come together over that, or it's an attack that makes that people come, like, you don't want to galvanize people in that way. That's the idea of, like, dividing and conquering. You separate, you create the turmoil and the conflict within.
For sure.
Because if you do a 9/11 attack
And bring people together.
Military enlistment had never been higher.
No.
Except after 9/11. Like 9/11, like every young-bodied, abled American man that like had any type of grit within him of patriotism, like was in the fucking enlistment office, ready to go.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like you brought them together. You know, Pearl Harbor. It brought the like. You had never seen America come together like that. Women in the workforce, we're fucking going. All the men, like if you were a fucking man under 40, you were going to fucking fight. You were getting drafted, you know? Like, you brought together... It's like... And again, like, you know, you see disasters bring people together. It's like... It's got to be... If it's going to fall, it's going to be a slow, crumbling process from inside.
For sure, 100%. If an outside force tries to intervene in that... like
it's just going to bring it together.
Yeah.
Re-strengthen.
Now, once again, not saying, like, if it's like a... If it's like a cyber warfare type thing where, like, they... lock accounts, steal money. That might make us crumble because that's more like having no money is not going to bring you together with anyone. That's
no, it actually just starts pissing you off.
Yeah, exactly.
You start feeling a lot of stress, like especially if it's timed well enough where like bills are due. Yeah. And you don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
You're just angry.
Or even stuff like if they like cyber attack like the power grid and take out the power. That's not. I don't think that would bring us together because like once again,
bro, I don't
AC,
do well without AC.
You're bored. You ain't got no food in the refrigerator. You can't play video games.
I don't do well without AC.
No, it's rough. Like
I fucking hate not having AC.
When the power was down during the hurricane, which yours never went down.
Dude, mine. I got so lucky.
So lucky.
Dude.
It was down for like I don't know, like 5 days, 6 days. I was so lucky. I used to think all the time like I was like, yo, I kind of wish I was like born in like Cowboys times like that. That'd be cool. But bro, after that, I was like, nah, fam. AC's so nice.
When you have you can't go back once you have it. If you were born in Cowboy times and never knew, it wouldn't be a thing. But like, if you were like Marty McFly and just transferred back to the fucking, bro, I'd be so fucking angry. I'd be like, why is it so hot and everywhere stinks?
I know, what's going on here?
Nobody has deodorant.
I just feel like nothing to do with it. You don't have TV, video games, nothing.
Bro, bathing was not, like, our buddy of mine from work was just telling me the other day, he was watching something, this guy was, like, talking about, like, King Henry IV or whatever, and, like, they're back then, like, equivalents of, like, newspapers and shit, like, just kind of, like, public banter talking and stuff. Yeah. Like, they were ripping King Henry because he bathed, like, 3 times in 1 year. Like, this fucking guy. Who does he think he is?
3 times.
Like, I think we underestimate how much these people stunk back then, bro.
Terrible.
Bro, imagine, like, we've all, like, a day you forgot to put on deodorant, and you can just kind of smell yourself throughout the day a little bit, and you're like, nah, like, Or like, you know, the person, like, you can tell like somebody's a little down and out and they kind of haven't showered a day or two and like they're a little smelly. Like, dude, times that by like 1,000 by everybody.
I know. And no one brushing their teeth. No.
Wild. Oh my God, no AC. People just stinking. Imagine these bitches, bro. These females. They get on their period or something and and it's hot and there ain't. Oh my God, bro. Women were probably rank back then a little bit. I'm not trying to say all the time, but that time of the month, dude, that thing probably was gross.
Yeah, it was definitely nasty times.
Nasty times, bro. Oh my God. Yeah. But if you could have one time period though, is there a time period? Would it be like the Wild West cowboy times, like you said?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty good
cowboy times. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of could be an outlaw or something. Pretty cool.
If I could have like,
train, that'd be sick.
Like a real time period. Fuck, dude. I'm going back.
Yeah, you want to go like?
I'm going back. I'm going back like. I want like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, like Roman Empire.
I want conqueror days.
Yeah.
If I'm going back, like I'm saying, like Marty McFly, I'm going back with not like I'm going back, bro. I'm going back. I'm going back conqueror days, bro. I'm going to fight and pillage and burn my name into history, like that's what I feel. Or I'll be dead in like fucking a day.
You might die. They'd probably like burn you as a witch or something like that.
That's 100% what would happen. But like no, realistically though, like I've always said, like I feel like 1,000 years ago, like I'd be dead or in charge in a week.
Yeah, probably. Like I said, if I burn you as a witch, something like that.
Yeah.
You show up with a cell phone. Next thing you know, you're tied to a stake.
Show them a modern day lighter. I'm like,
woo, magic.
They're like fucking 12 arrows just hit me out of the Like, oh fuck.
Oh, it didn't go as planned.
I thought they'd worship me.
I thought I'd be a god.
They looked at you like the devil.
Yeah. Here he is.
That's actually one of the funny things I've heard is like, if God came down and said he was God, nobody'd even believe him. And then if he tried to force you to believe him, everybody would just think he was the devil.
Yeah, they'd go insane.
It was like, so no matter what, like that weird concept of like God, like, why don't you show it? It's like, even if he did, you wouldn't believe him.
Yeah.
And then even if he made you believe him, you would think you're crazy, you would think he's crazy, or you would think he was the devil.
Yeah.
Or something. You wouldn't think he was God.
Yeah, well, you lose your absolute mind.
Yeah, you would probably break down on some level, emotionally or mentally.
100%.
Yeah, it would actually fuck you up.
Yeah, the general population would for sure.
It'd fuck everything. But kind of wild actually if you think about it from the Christianity point of view. It's like Jesus really was just like, yeah, I'm him.
Yeah,
I am.
I am him. Yeah, I am.
And people were just like, what?
Like, oh shit, okay.
Like, I mean, a lot of people didn't believe him.
No,
obviously, obviously, we know the stories.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just kind of wild. Like we just sat there and said, like, what if somebody did just sit there and be like, I am, and like first off, you're not even gonna believe him.
No.
And then you're gonna be like, this dude's fucking crazy. And then what if he does do some crazy wild shit that makes you think your first real thought's probably gonna be that it's not God, that it's a trick, or that it's a lie or a deceiver.
I'll be honest with you. Honestly, that probably would be my first thought. First off, obviously you gotta think bro's crazy. Or he's a scam artist.
Then let's say he does something really wild. You're like, okay, that was fake. That was a scam. That was something not real.
Yeah, we see magicians, they do wild stuff,
all the time,
But then if they keep going, they hit that point where you're like, oh, this
can't be fake.
Then honestly, I'll admit it. My first thought would probably be like, yo, this bro's got to be like the Antichrist.
This is like a demon or something. This is a trickster of some realm or
something like that.
Yeah, I would be like, this is not God.
Exactly.
I just wouldn't believe it.
No, because
even if it was, I just don't know if I would believe it.
Exactly, because like, I don't know.
It's not about not believing in God, but to believe like the physical manifestation of God is right here in front of me.
Exactly.
Like I just don't know if I could believe
that. Exactly. Yeah. Like, well, and that's like, to be honest with you, at that point, that'd be my most like logical like answer for it. But this has to be like.
Yeah, I'd just be like, I don't think it's really God.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think it. It's not really God.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah, it's not God. So honestly, on that note, thinking of the story of like Jesus in the Bible and stuff, it's kind of a crazy. Like, I guess that's why the disciples are kind of remembered, and because they were the few that really did
actually
believe it.
believe it. Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of people didn't.
No,
And it pissed a lot of people off enough that they fucking crucified him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they made motherfuckers that mad saying that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, that mad. Imagine just telling people that. Like, not even like, let's say first off you really believe it and you really exercise it and you really tell people that, and then the response, people just get that angry about it. Like, people really, that lets you know, I feel like that right there, like how angry people get about the whole God subject really lets me, like, you wouldn't be angry about nothing.
Yeah.
There's got to be something there.
Yeah, it's got to be, for sure.
The fact that it hits such a fucking emotional response in people, like, there's got to be.
For sure.
Like, nah, bro, you don't get that angry about nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Just a random topic, whatever.
Yeah, and it's like, so.
For sure.
Damn, Rocky, that was, whew.
Rough one.
Yeah, my dog just farted. That might be the time to, maybe we call it on that.
Yeah, maybe we wrap it on that one, for sure.
All right. Rocky shit his pants.
So,
He's
yeah,
a good boy. He's probably got to go outside.
Yeah, wouldn't call it there.
They're going to call it. Guys, thanks for stopping by Sideline Society. Please like, comment, subscribe.
Definitely.
I'm Rich.
I'm Quill.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
And stick around.
Yep. Catch you next time.